Before we do get into it, I am on the journey to 40,000 subscribers. And take a look at the side of your screen right now. These are all of the people that have used my subscriber luck to get some insane auras. So if you smash that subscribe button, you could join them and roll your dream aura. So I wouldn't risk it if I were you. Press that button. And by pressing that button, you've become part of one of the fastest growing Roblox families on the entirety of YouTube. So welcome to the club. But with that being said, let's get straight into the installation of the DolphSol macro for Array. So step 1 to installing DolphSol macro is coming on over to autohotkey.com. To get to autohotkey, click the first link in the description and it will take you to this website. What this is the program that allows DolphSol to run, as the macro itself is just code and so it needs something to run through, and this is what autohotkey is. This is no virus or Trojan horse or any malware. This is completely safe and by itself does nothing to your computer. It is simply something for the macro and the code to run through. So step 1 to installing autohotkey is we're going to press download v1.1. Next, you're going to choose where you want to download it, so I'm going to save it into my downloads folder. Here it is installing in the top right of my screen here. The download is now complete, so I'm going to double click that to open it. Before you see this screen, it's going to pop up asking if you want to allow autohotkey to make changes to your device, and you're going to click yes. Once you see this window, you're going to press express installation and it's going to do its thing, and that is it. You're then going to press run autohotkey and then close it and close this window too. And after this point, you're not going to need to open autohotkey directly ever again. So that is step 1 complete, and now you've got autohotkey. Now that we have autohotkey all set up, what we're going to do is we're going to come into the DolphSol macro Discord server, and this will be linked in the description. You're then going to come over to the side announcements channel and you're going to scroll up basically nothing, like a tiny little bit, and you're going to find DolphSol macro unofficial 7-12.zip. Then you're going to click this, continue to download, and that should be in the place where all your downloads go. So here is my zip folder here, and I'm going to cover an issue that seems to come up quite a bit when people do this, is they come straight into the macro and without extracting it, they come in here and they just open the macro like this, and this is not going to work. What you have to do is right click the file, come down to extract here, and boom, this is the folder you want to be opening. If it's got this little yellow icon, then that is good. That is what we want. So we're going to double click that, come over to main.ahk and open that. It's going to come up with a little like, do you want to run this kind of Windows window? So make sure you press that and it will take you straight to the macro like this. So now we can close our files, we can close Discord, and we can come back into Roblox. So let me run you through what this macro is actually going to do. So if we look on the main tab, we've got a section for the obby. So it's going to do the obby every 2 minutes and check for obby buff effects. So in case it falls in the water, then it will do it again. I personally have this one unticked because I prefer to have more time collecting the items than I do getting good luck. So that's what I do. And then item collecting, this box is going to mean that you do collect the items from around the map from spots 1 to 7. So I don't see why you'd have any of those unticked. So just leave them all ticked. Auto equip, I don't use this and I can't really tell you what it does. I'm not too sure. So you'll have to find someone else to tell you what that does. Coming on to the crafting tab then, we've got automatic potion crafting and using auto add. So I usually have both of these ticked. So I'll have my heavenly 1s and my heavenly 2s on this so that overnight or whenever I'm AFKing, it can craft these for me. And you can also change the interval of when it's going to craft. So I usually have this every 60 minutes. The same for the auto add as well. Coming over to status then, this is when it gets a bit tricky and complicated. So this is actually going to allow you to see your roles in your Discord server or a Discord channel, so you can stay up to date without being at your device watching Roblox. So let me explain how this is going to work. In my Discord server, I have a channel set up for AFK events, and so this is going to show everything that happens using my macro, so I can stay up to date from anywhere where I've got my phone handy, so I can check Discord. Obviously this needs to be in your own Discord server or somewhere where you do have the permissions to change this. I saw a lot of people in my last video trying to change it in my own Discord server, so don't do that. You have to have access to your own Discord server to set something like this up. So what you're going to do once you have the macro open and a Discord channel where you want to open it is you're going to come over to edit channel, integrations, webhooks, and then as you can see, I've got this one set up called DolphSol macro here, but obviously you can press new webhook here and it will create one. This is the button you're going to want to press, copy webhook URL. So after pressing that button, you're going to come back into your macro, then you're going to paste your webhook URL into this box and press enable webhook. I also like to do important events only, as it sends messages very frequently if you don't have this ticked. So having this box ticked means it will send messages when things you probably care about happen. And then this box will send you a screenshot of your inventory inventory every 60 minutes to show that it is picking up potions and stuff like that. For the role detection, this is to do with the cutscenes. So as you can see here, this image will pop up as I've rolled Galaxy in the Discord server, but you can obviously change this depending on the value of the aura. So it will send a screenshot depending on the number you put in here. So say if I only wanted 1 million auras and above, I type 1 million in, just like so. And ping minimum, you can set up your users so it can notify you when something happens, just like so. But I usually set these on 10,000 because my in-game role cutscene number is pretty high anyway, so it'll only do that. So that is how to set up the Discord webhook. Next, coming over to settings, this is pretty important. So you do need to tick this box if you do have the VIP Game Pass, obviously because VIP gives you a movement boost, you get increased speed with VIP, so the macro needs to be adjusted for that. So tick that box if you do have VIP, and then the AZERTY keyboard layout also needs to be ticked if you have a keyboard layout like this. I think it's most common in countries like France and some European countries, so make sure you tick that box if you do, because it needs to adjust the macro for that as well. I couldn't tell you what this does. And then we've got the reconnect box here. So if you disconnect from your private server or wherever you're AFKing, then it's going to be able to rejoin it for you. So let's show how to set that up. So first of all, you're going to tick this box here, enable reconnect, and then this box is where your private server link goes. But unfortunately, it's not as simple as just copy and pasting the link here. What you have to do is you have to copy your private server link, then come into a browser, you're going to paste your link in here, and then you have to wait for this link to convert into the joining link. There you go, that's the joining link there, and then you can back out of your browser, come back into your macro and paste that link in there. You can also do something where it's going to restart Roblox every amount of hours you put in, which is going to clear the RAM of your PC, which is very useful as it causes your PC to stay alive and healthy. Credits, these are just the credits of who made the macro. This is how you can join the Discord server if you're not in it already. And extras, we've got some bits and bobs here. I could not tell you what this box does, but you can also configure your biome so that it sends a Discord message. Personally, I like to have windy on none, snowy on none, null on none, and that's pretty much it. Oh wait, I probably should have that on none as well. Glitched, I'll set it as a ping as well, because that's good to know. So that is essentially everything you need to know about the DolphSol macro. So let me just show it in action for a little bit. Only things to note once you start the macro is you need to make sure that your camera setting is on default classic. I would also make sure that your maximum frame rate is on 60 FPS, as sometimes I found that if it's on the higher ones it doesn't work for me, but this is the deal breaker here, this default classic. So obviously you can set your auto roll to be on, pop whatever potions you want, and then you're just going to press F1 to start the macro. It's going to say aligning camera at the top, and it's just going to get into it really. So obviously it's going to align itself, it's going to do those 3 jumps up to the top. There you go, 1, 2, and then it's just going to align itself, put follow mode back on just so it can align, and this is essentially the macro. So you can leave your PC, you can turn your monitors off, you can do whatever you like, obviously except use your PC. So this is useful if you're just going to be away from your PC, going out or something, because obviously it's pressing the keys, so you can't use your PC whilst this is running. But other than that, there's not much to note really. I think I've covered every issue that can arise from installation and how to fix it. But if you do have any other queries, questions, then do let me know down in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as I can. So here it's going to align itself and then come back to do the potion crafting. I would also try and make sure that you're not using any flying auras and only use auras where you're walking, such as Arcane Legacy, since the flying auras can have some trouble getting into the potion cave and just other little things like that. Just for convenience, I would definitely use a walking aura. So once you return and you're ready to stop the macro, simply press F3 and it's going to stop that for you. The macro is going to pop back up and then you're free to move around just as you were. So that is going to wrap up this tutorial. I hope you did enjoy. If it did help, make sure you smash that subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel a lot. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day. Peace.